What's going on? What's going on? We finna sit up here and watch the Elvis Presley and the Sweet Inspirations documentary. Let's get it.
Mississippi is the only place in the United States where we ever had a problem. We had a problem in Copenhagen, but we handled that.
Oh, did we handle it? Oh, Lord.
It was Portia, Estelle, and me walking down the street looking for a Chinese restaurant. So we see, yeah, there's one. It said Hong Kong. Of course we're gonna think this is the Chinese restaurant. The stairs went down like that. So
Go down the stairs.
I go to check. I look in, it's a bar. There's a lady, a female bartender. I said, do you serve food here? No. So I come back out and we continue walking. And we don't see a Chinese restaurant, so we turn around and we're walking back. As we pass the Hong Kong, this guy opens the door, sticks his head out and says, nigga, bitches.
He did. Well, Verna had to show him what a nigga bitch was like because she ran back downstairs and put a cigarette out in his face. We're Christians, but we don't take no stuff.
Yeah, we're going to do a song that Elvis heard and decided he'd like us to do his background for him. That was in 1969. And we have a new version of it. It's called Sweet Inspiration 2004. I need your sweet inspiration. I need you here on my mind every hour of the day. Without your sweet inspiration, the lonely hours of the night just don't go my way. A woman with love needs sweet inspiration, and honey, that's all I have. Our agent calls us and tells us about it, and you know, we go like, Elvis Presley, you know. I mean, why? I mean, our sounds are so different. And then we got all this, they must have sent 200 albums for us to learn Elvis's material. We looked at that stuff and said, is he kidding? No. We're background singers, we can pick that up like that. So we were totally unprepared. But I later learned that we were not Elvis's first choice anyway. A group called the Blossoms, who were background singers for Tom Jones, he asked them first, because he had worked with them, because they're in some of his movies, you know, they were in his '68 special, that's the Blossoms. And they were busy with Tom Jones.
I said, no way. What in the name of God are we going to sing with Elvis? He's a blue suede shoe, and we're singing, I need, you know, it's a whole different thing, you know.
We didn't know what we could do for Elvis. But Elvis had something in mind. It was magical when it happened. But when we went to Vegas, came to Vegas, when we saw what he wanted to do, you know, having a flavor of gospel in our sound, and the other group that he was using, they were males, but they were a gospel group. And then he had these rock and roll musicians, and then in back of that he had a whole orchestra. Then we could figure out what he was doing. But he had this whole thing in mind from the start, but we just weren't aware. But the moment he walked into that first rehearsal, I mean, if we thought, what are we gonna do with Elvis? Then we thought, there's a lot I can do with him. He was just gorgeous. He was absolutely gorgeous. And he was just a gentleman. He just walked over and gave us a kiss like he knew us, you know. It was just wonderful, wonderful. You know, I'd heard stuff like Hound Dog, and you know, I hadn't heard all of his music, and I still haven't seen his movies. But I didn't know what an incredible voice he had, because I had heard stuff that was silly, like Hound Dog, you know. You ain't nothing but that. What does that mean, you know? And I had heard Love Me Tender, but I wasn't that impressed. You know, he's a good singer and he moves great. But when I actually heard him live singing, even at that first rehearsal, I was blown away. And then I started listening to Elvis, and then I could see what all the hoopla was about.
They will live with the name, ladies and gentlemen, so inspirations. I got a sweet inspiration. I need to hear my relax every hour of the day. Without your sweet inspiration, the lonely hours of the night just don't go my way. Oh, getting love needs sweet inspiration. And you know that's alright, you know that's alright. Well, you and the sweet inspiration, the lonely hours of the night just don't go my way. Oh, getting love needs sweet inspiration. And you know that's alright, you know that's alright. Well, you and the sweet inspiration, yeah. We know that just ain't no tell, satisfies the whole my dreams, yeah. We know that just ain't no tell, satisfies the whole my dreams, yeah. We know that just ain't no tell, satisfies the whole my dreams.
If we had dates set aside for the Sweet Inspirations, and we got the call that Elvis needed us. We couldn't make our own dates, you know.
Nothing was a definite, you know. You're gonna definitely work. You're gonna definitely do this. There was nothing. But the Elvis show was a definite. We knew that whenever he worked, we would work. We knew that we were coming to Vegas twice a year, and whatever shows he did, wherever, we knew that we would be a part of it.
And we were treated with such care with the Elvis people.